Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Man, it's good to be back, guys and girls. It's been a couple of days. I was on my fasting and praying, and now I'm back. It's February 25th, 2016. It's 4:35 p.m. And today I want to talk about why the elites, why the elites took over hip hop. Okay, why the elites took over hip hop music. Okay, now you remember, this happens every year. There's a trend starts. Doesn't matter if it's fashion. Doesn't matter if it's clothes, music, dancing, whatever the trend may be. Usually started by a colored person. A lot of the times the trend, because colored people are the ones that usually start a lot of these trends. But it doesn't matter if it's the dab or whatever the case may be, right? We've seen this a long time. It could even be like the people that started the Macarena or whatever the case may be. You see those trends, right? And then all of a sudden, you start to see rich white elites do the trend, and then you start to see videos come out like, okay, these people killed the dab, or these people killed this dance, or this trend is officially over. Because you'll see like an old grandma, a white grandma, or a older white male, a rich white male, do the dance, or do the move, or do the trend, or wear the trend, and they're like, okay, this trend is over. I mean, you guys see that all the time on social media, so it's not like a racial thing or anything like that. It's just what it is. You see it all the time. Even Caucasians say the same thing, like, "Oh, this trend is over, and my mom's doing it now." You know what I mean? So it's not. I'm not talking about racism or anything like that. It's just what it is. Once rich white people start doing a trend, everybody says this trend is now dead. Okay, I don't know where that came from, but it just it is what it is. I see it all the time on social media. Okay, even from, doesn't matter what color people are, they say, "Oh my God, my grandmother just dabbed. It's over. The trend is over." You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, so speaking of that, that's what they did to hip hop music. Okay, but they did it. They just didn't do that. They went even deeper. Okay, because they know that music controls the mind, and music brings emotions, and music can sway people to doing things that they had no clue that they were doing. Okay, so because of that, they wanted hip hop, because hip hop was trending, okay, in the 80s, okay? It was trending in the 80s, and they wanted it, okay? So they started to infiltrate it, as they always do. They bring in the Jews, okay? The Jews will come in, infiltrate it, infiltrate the top people with money and all types of stuff, and say, hey, we can get you guys lavish lifestyles and stuff, and then infiltrate these people, these black people, and they sell out, and these black people sell out. Okay, so the Jews are the ones who come in and they infiltrate it, or the Zionists, whatever you want to call them, would come in and infiltrate these things, and and then they will own it, okay, and they will own half of your stuff or all of your stuff, and then they'll start making decisions on your company, okay, and they'll start, and so you'll start hearing positive messages. And then all of a sudden, when it's infiltrated, you'll start hearing messages about slapping booty and kicking the person and shooting the police. You know what I mean? So that's what happened for hip hop. Okay, when it was owned by the colored people, it was all about fun and partying and fighting the power and peace and everything of that nature. Okay, and then and repping your hood, the boogie boogie Bronx. You know what I mean? And I'm from Harlem, and I'm from this, and I'm from that. It was nothing about what it is now. Okay, until it was infiltrated. So they came in, they took the trend that was running hot, Okay, and you would have a couple of beefs, KRS-One and whatever, I can't remember a lot of these people's names, man. I'm bad with names, so there was some beefs going on, but it was peaceful, man. They would be on the stage and they would rock the mic, and then after they rocked the mic, they would dab it up and shake it up, and the crowd would go wild, and they would be like, yeah, you know what I mean? They'll rep their hood and their city. Okay, it was nothing like it is now. Okay. And that was the peaceful hip hop, right? That was the hip hop without any of the satanic contracts and all that stuff until it was infiltrated, and then it became blood deals, blood contracts, signing your life away. They even made comedy sketches about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, especially like if you remember the Chronic album, Dr. Dre, and how like they had this fat guy being Jimmy Iovine, and Jimmy Iovine's like, sign your life. I mean, this contract. You know what I mean? Like just making pride, giving hints that you're signing, demonic deals and things of that nature. You're signing in blood, okay? And that's what happened, okay? And we all know that. We all know that from NWA, and we know that from all the rest of them, okay? They all turned into bad, and they're not saying that they're bad people. They just were infiltrated, and then we started hearing about killing police, beating people up, gang worshiping, drug worshiping, disrespecting women. I mean, where did that come from? That didn't come from the black community. That came from the infiltration of the Zionists, okay, into the record labels, and then forcing them, because they had signed these deals, to now talk this way to your own community. Sell out your community, and that's what these people did, okay? And that's why you saw these rappers started talking about disrespecting women. And now back then, in the late 80s, you still had a lot of people, Public Enemy and stuff, that weren't doing none of that stuff. Okay, you had people that were just, still dancing and doing all that stuff, but it was turning. The tide was turning. They were slowly infiltrating every major label, okay, at that time. And then, of course, when Public Enemy, they were still doing their thing, and they were fighting the power and things of that nature, and then they had to be dismantled, because the Zionists and the elites could not have these type of music on the screen, okay? So, and that's what happened, okay, with Public Enemy. You know what I mean? They had to be dismantled. They dismantled everything that was positive image in the black community, or in the colored community at that, okay, because there's a lot of Spanish people and Asians and Cubans and Haitians that relate with black Americans, okay, or African Americans at that as well, and Jamaicans and things of that nature. So at that time they were all together, okay, even including the white people that were in the inner city and the ghettos, okay. So and at that time, it was coming to. And hip hop was coming into a forefront, but they understood that they had to, if they infiltrate it and they make it what it is, okay, we'll put out a little bit of party music, we'll put out a little bit of good music, and then but the 50% of it is going to be trashing women, degrading their communities and hoods, and celebrating that they are trapped in the hood, and celebrating jewelry and clothes and cars. And that's where P. Diddy came in. I mean, they sold that. I mean, P. Diddy sold his soul to bring bling and spotlight and look at me, look at me, self-worship and things of that nature. We know that, and we all partied to that stuff because we had no clue what was going on when we were little kids. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. I mean, we had no clue. All we knew was that the music was good, and they made classic music back then. Like they don't do anything now. This music now, I don't even listen to hip hop, but this music now, if you do listen, if you hear it in the mall or whatever the case may be, this is gone. This is play today, remove tomorrow music. There is no historic meaning to any of this music that is being played now. A lot of the stuff you won't 2 years from now, you won't even play or even care about. Okay, only maybe one out of every maybe I'll say 20,000 hits or 20,000 songs is going to even be remembered 2 years from now. I mean, that is just a joke. Back then, it used to be, a bunch load of music that was that is still remembered now. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. Some people don't even listen to this music. They just listen to the ones from the 90s, okay? That's how you know you're getting old, though. But it is what it is, because a lot of people, even today, when you ask these rappers what they listen to, they don't even listen. A lot of them don't even listen to hip-hop, okay? And that's where you go, why aren't you not? You don't even listen to your own. You say, nah. I only listen to hip hop when it's time to make records. But after that, I don't listen to hip hop. It destroys the mind, and and these are rappers. These are rappers telling in interviews that they don't even listen to hip hop music because it destroys your mind. I mean, it's and that's because it's been infiltrated. Okay. Because a lot of people are like, man, why don't hip hop rappers just go back to the old days and do positive music? Because they can't. They won't allow them to do it on these labels. They can do it independently, no doubt, but they can't do it on the labels because the labels won't allow them to do that. Okay, so that's why. Hip hop, it is what it is now. They're killing it. They made it what it is. They made it demonic. They made it you have to have tattoos all over your bodies, piercings everywhere. You have to worship Satan. You have to, I mean, it's a joke now in hip hop. And you see these kids coming out at 17, 18, they have tattoos all over their bodies, all over their faces. They will never be able to get a job in the corporate field or the Fortune 500 company. They won't be able to do nothing. They've already told these people that they are nothing but street people because these people have been brainwashed to put tattoos all over their face. You got women now with tattoos on their faces and weird haircuts and all types of stuff. I mean, they even turn women to dress like men, and men dressing like women. Okay, you know what I mean? And that came from hip hop, right? It's just in the black community, BET and all these, and of course MTV and BET and all these places that put out this filth, for people to digest and be destroyed. Okay, that's all it does is destroy you. That's what television is for. Okay, television was created to destroy. Now, in the beginning, television was not like this. Okay, in the 50s and 60s and 70s, there was great shows, good times, and all types of great shows. Okay, even in the 80s, there was great shows, Full House and Family Matters and all this stuff, man. And and Who's the Boss and all these great television shows. It was all about family. And then at some point, they said enough is enough. Let's start to destroy the minds of the youth and the culture of the black people and the colored people and the white people. Okay, let's just destroy the minds of everybody. Okay, because you got white people that financially support hip hop. Okay, or black people are the ones that are always talking about hip hop, but behind the scenes, it's Caucasians that are financially supporting these rappers, right? And going to the shows. When you go to these shows, it's all white people, okay? So the white people are the ones spending the money. The black people are not spending the money, but they're the ones talking about them all the time. So the black people talk about hip hop, and the white people actually go and support hip hop. So the elites have destroyed all race. All race are being destroyed by this music, and it is what it is. They had to do it because it was rising too high, and it's just like somebody that just comes out of nowhere and explodes up. You'll see the elites are going to come to them, and they're going to make them offers to join them because they exploded so fast. Okay, and if these people don't make the deals with them, then these people usually go into hiding, or their career will just start to digress, and they won't get any roles. That's just how it is. They'll come and find you, and they'll make you offers. Okay, and that's how it is. And that's why you have a lot of one-hit wonders, because these people became hot, and then they had the boule and the elite elites come up to them, make them offers to sell their soul, and they don't want to do that. So what happens? They pay the price by not being able to put any more music out. So they become one-hit wonders. So there you have it. Eyes open to the truth and the knowledge. Peace out, guys.